Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. It is Thursday, July 10th, 2025, and I'm so happy you are joining me today. It is a little cloudy here. It's kind of that crazy. I see your all your chats about this storm. And like we didn't have any rain this afternoon, but just east of us, they were getting poured on. So it's that kind of stormy weather that just comes some places and not others. I don't know. I got to check the weather. Hopefully the radar, hopefully we're not too bad for tonight. I'm so sorry about running late. I literally walked in the door 15 minutes ago. We bought a car tonight. There's a used car for the kids who are learning to drive this summer. We got two of them. Two kids learning to drive this summer. And it always takes longer than I feel like it should to buy a car. And so I got all tied up and I haven't had dinner yet. So we're just going to make some cards and then I'm going to have some dinner and it's going to be great. And so I would love to know, what did you do today? I don't know that I planned to buy a car today, but it just worked out. We're looking at one and it's a used car, if I didn't say that already. And we just decided, we wanted to give it a test drive. It looked pretty good. It drove pretty good and, it just felt right. So here we go. We got another car. Yay. It does take forever. I don't even know. I don't know, just all the paperwork and all the stuff. But we're here. I'm here. I'm so glad you guys are here. And I want to talk about Two-Tone Cardstock with you tonight. Now, this is a product, honestly, that I was like, whatever. And I still feel a little ambivalent about Two-Tone Cardstock, but I wanted to talk to you about it tonight because it's on sale. What is Two-Tone Cardstock, you may be asking? I would ask the same thing. Two-Tone Cardstock is 12 by 12 cardstock. It is two-sided. That's the two tones. So you have a lighter tone and then the true color there. This is different from our regular cardstock because it is printed. Like the color is printed on there. So when you tear it, you have a white center. So this is like white paper that has color printed on it. Whereas when you get our regular cardstock, I think this is Mango Melody. Let me get the same color so we can compare it. Let's see. Crushed Curry. When you, that's Daffodil Delight. We should have a little color quiz. Okay. Crushed Curry. When you tear our regular cardstock, you can see that the color is dyed all the way through. So the fibers of the cardstock are actually dyed the color. And so the two-tone cardstock, you have the color essentially printed on there. So you got white cardstock in the middle. And that's kind of a fun technique to add, like, you know, the white tear to your design. We're going to do a little bit of that tonight. So also the two-tone cardstock is a little bit thinner. I don't have the actual like total weights to tell you, like this one is this one. Maybe somebody knows in the audience tonight who's chatting. It is, I would say it's thicker than designer paper. Diane's saying it's kind of more like DSP. It is definitely thinner. I would say it's still heavier than DSP though. It is super great for scrapbooking because it's not a heavy layer and so you can layer these together. I really love that there are two tones to it, that you have the lighter and the darker, because so many times with designer paper, when you're having like an image that's painted or watercolor, they try to match that up, but sometimes it's a little bit lighter or a little bit darker. And so I love that the two-tone kind of has two different tones to meet the needs of those different designer paper. So it's kind of like two papers in one. And they are good for layering. You were right, Sharon. I know. So Susan is saying she wishes they did multi-packs. They do have multi-packs, not by color family. So Two-Tone Cardstock is now in all of Stampin' Up's core colors. I'm sure there's also some, I don't know if it's all, of the in colors as well. And this is something, the Two-Tone Cardstock, that kind of came over with close to my heart when we sort of had a little merging last year. They had two-tone cardstock, and so we've kind of taken that on. Okay, so multi-packs. The multi-packs are available in the colors that coordinate with the designer papers that are available with sticker sheets. So not all designer papers have sticker sheets and coordinating workshop kits, but the ones that do have two-tone cardstock assortment packs that coordinate with those designer papers. I don't know if we're going to see additional assortments, but like right now we've got this one, the Weekend Adventures, that coordinates with the Weekend Adventure designer paper. We have the Celebrate Together assortment that goes with the Celebratory Sips designer paper. We have the Turtley Sweet two-tone cardstock assortment that coordinates with the Turtley Cute designer paper. And those are the ones that are current. Now we had some in the scrapbooking workshop from January, and I think that they have sold out, but there might still be some. You'll have to check the online store. But all the two-tone cardstock, whether it's an assortment pack or the single individual color, they're all on sale 20% off, but that's only 3 days. So yesterday, today, and tomorrow, Friday, July 11th, 2025 is the last day to get 20% off the two-tone cardstock. So if you'd like to try it out, I would recommend, if you're trying two-tone cardstock for the first time, I would recommend getting like a variety pack. Because then you can get lots of different colors. I have not purchased any two-tone cardstock. I had some yellow from my scrapbooking workshop kit, Autumn to Remember, that I tried. And then this is kind of weird, but I actually brought some back from On Stage. They had some extra pieces and they were like giving them away to people at the end of the day. And so I brought back some greens and some black. And so that's what I'm using today. But with this sale, I think I might have to get some more two-tone cardstock. Oh yeah, that is such a great idea. Lynn says she loves using green two-tone cardstock for leaves. That's so great, especially because it has the two different shades. Here is a little chart that we put together On Stage. And it shows the different ways, the different techniques that you can do with two-tone cardstock. So tearing it to get that white edge, and folding it and getting both sides to show at the same time, crumpling it up. Because it is thinner, it's a lot easier to crumple, and you could actually add some like sanding to that if you wanted to kind of highlight those crumpled edges. And then also sanding it to kind of highlight the white. And so I've done the sanding technique before, and I want to do it again today because we have this really cool new embossing folder as part of the July online exclusives. You guys know which one I'm talking about. It's the sunflower one. And by the way, I have this flyer in the video description if you want to check it out. So this is called the Sunflower 3D Embossing Folder. And I have to tell you, I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't sold out yet because it has been so super, super popular. It's a standalone item. That means that there's not a coordinating stamp set or designer paper or dies that go with it. But it's so gorgeous that you can create an amazing card with just the embossing folder itself. So if you don't have it yet, go snatch it up. I'm sure it's going to sell out. I don't know that. I'm just guessing. And hopefully it doesn't, but if it does, it will come back in stock. So I thought it would be really fun to do this with the two-tone cardstock and to sand the it. And I've seen a lot of fun techniques with the inking, and last week I shared in my unboxing video, I shared this card from Ruth Moore, and she did some white ink to highlight the embossed image. And I thought it would be lovely to do a little sanding. So I'm going to use, this is from a little sander. I don't know. I just grabbed it like a couple of years ago. It's been in my craft room now. And I'm just going to lightly sand the edges here. You do have to be careful because I feel like it does tend to tear, so really light here. But look at already how that just highlights the flower. It's so pretty. I do have to tell you that this makes quite a little mess. And so I have my handy dandy little desk vacuum, and I'm going to use that to help get all of the fine little paper dust that is being generated with the sanding paper. so pretty. So because this has a white core, when we sand it, we're going to see the white kind of highlight and pop out. And this is something that you can only do with the two-tone cardstock. If you try to just do the regular cardstock, and I'll show you, you're not going to get the same result. Like you're seeing, it will sand, it will take the paper off, but you're not going to reveal the white core because there's not one. So let's go ahead and clean up our mess. I feel so just covered in like, it's almost like pollen because it's yellow, you know? And I am, yes, sanding or vacuuming my little cardstock image itself to get it from all the crevices. And then on my desktop. Now, if you don't have one of these little desk vacuums, I got mine from Mom. It was a gift, but I think she just got it on Amazon. So if you just search for desk vacuum on Amazon, you'll see it. It's battery powered, and it has like, it has, I'm trying to think where, here, a little container that you can dump out to hold all your dust and stuff. Anyway, it's pretty handy for paper crafting and when you have a mess. So I highly recommend a little dust vacuum. All right, so we have our image, and I think it looks really, really cool. And we're gonna keep this card pretty simple today. Now, I did cut, I was gonna cut white. I was like, it's so stark to do white. And so I decided for the inside of the card to just cut the two-tone cardstock because it's nice and thin. And I'm gonna flip it over and use the lighter side on the inside for my sentiments. Speaking of which, right before I went live, I grabbed 2 different stamp sets, and I just love the simple sentiments in both of these. We have Simply Said, which is in the annual catalog, and Tag of Thanks, which was released as an online exclusive, I want to say in March, maybe. I really love the mixed font on this one, how you have a So Lucky to Know You, You Made My Whole Day. And so I thought I would just do something really simple with like a punched greeting and maybe some linen thread, because I love linen thread for fall. Well, you know, I just feel like it works for so many fall cards. Let's do a little snip here. Oh, I'm so glad, Sylvia, you're here. We have so much fun in the live chat, and I know watching the replay is still so awesome. I'm so happy that so many of you come by and watch on the replay. But if you ever get a chance to watch live, we just have fun chatting, and it's fun to engage with you while the video's live. So I'm so glad you're here. I'm gonna try to do this again. Hopefully I cut it long enough. I want to have the linen thread go around several times and just be, usually I would just like tie it and then I would like pick it up and move it. But because this cardstock, it's actually already torn, I need to try to get it right the first time because I don't think I'm gonna be able to, I don't think I'm gonna be able to scooch it. I don't know how I'm gonna get it right either. Okay, let's try. That's about how much I want to tie and where I want to tie it. So let's go around and around and around. That worked perfectly. Okay. I was thinking about a punch because punches are easy, but it doesn't have to be a punch. We have some really great tag dies, and I really feel like I should use them more. Oh dear. Let's try that again. This is not turning out the way that I had hoped it would. And now I'm definitely tearing the cardstock. Come on, behave yourself. Sorry. I gotta focus. I can't talk and tie at the same time. Third time's a charm, or it's just gonna be it. Okay, I said I wasn't gonna try to move it, but here I am, scooching it. All right, let's see what punches we have. I know it can't take the pulling. Taping is a good idea. Yes, I understand what you meant at the back. Okay, let's see some punches. We have the To the Point punch, the Labeled with Love punch, the oval. Ooh, I like that oval. You know what? I'm gonna do. I kind of like the Birthday Wishes. I think I've used it the most. It is definitely stained. Birthday Wishes, and I'm gonna do like a vanilla. I think that's vanilla. With an early espresso. Oh, it's so simple, but so lovely. And you know what I was thinking would be so great? Oh, I want to try it. Let's try. Let's just go rogue. I don't know. I feel like this needs a little something more. And so we are going to, we're going to see. We're going to cut, die cut is what I was trying to say. We're going to die cut. I don't know. Let's just try it. We're going to emboss, not die cut. We're going to emboss a flower. I was thinking it would be so pretty just to color, like just to color with some Stampin' Blends. And we don't have crushed curry. Oh, Darling Duckling is not the color I want. I'm gonna try the dark Daffodil Delight. And I thought, like, what if we cut out a flower and tuck it near the greeting? Oops, that might not be part of the same flower. I also don't have early espresso. Do we have an early espresso blend? It's possible that we do, and I just don't have it. There's a few colors I don't have. Now, this is the dark. What I would love is to add like some darker color. And I might just take my regular marker and just add in the lines. Oh my gosh. I don't know how well this is coming across on camera. I'm just kind of markering in the lines here. This is so pretty. Can you see that very well? And then let's bring in some, I'm gonna do a dark pecan pie. And then try to add some highlights with early espresso. Oh, wow. So pretty, so pretty. I know, look at me coloring. I am going to just trim around the edges here. It's kind of big. I actually wish that I could have just like a little bit of a smaller one. So we'll see how we feel, if it's too overwhelming for the card, because I don't want to cover up the background too much, because I think the background's really pretty with the sanded embossing folder. I don't want to discount that beautiful background. You know, the theme for our Great Big Card Swap in August is beautiful background, and the idea is to try a new technique to create a unique background for your card. And so doing something like this with the embossing folder and sanding, or even an embossing folder and like coloring to create a background on your card, a watercolor wash, like there are so many different things you can do. So that's the theme in August. The theme in July, if you want to send a card in, it's not too late. The theme in July is birthday, because next week I'm celebrating my birthday. In fact, when I do my live next week, I will share mail call. So I've gotten so many beautiful cards from you guys. I will plan to share them in next week's video at the end. So you can tune in for that. All right, here is our finished flower, and it's a little maybe too much yellow on yellow. Now that I did it, I don't know that I love it on the yellow. It would be really pretty, and I am going to use this. You know, we'll just make like 2 cards. Hang on a second. I need a piece of vanilla. Here, I'm going to show you. It's going to be so pretty on a vanilla background, but I think on the yellow, it's just too much. So hang on. 2 shakes of the lamb's tail. I actually don't know how fast a lamb shakes her tail, so it's probably longer than that. Sorry. I tried to emboss the cardstock so that my focal image would be right there. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so that's gonna be 1 card. That's gonna be another card. We're just doing 2 because, oops, that's not the color I wanted. I think I have to cut another card base. Oh, let's scoot this up and have it be like, oh, it's getting caught there. What about having this be kind of just like the tag that's hanging down, you know, from the twine, like that? Do you guys like it like that? A little higher. So pretty. So pretty. Okay, so that's 1 card. On the inside, let's do, let's celebrate. We should emboss the inside. Can we do that? Oh, kind of. We're going to emboss like just the edge of it. Let's try it. Kind of cool. It's a little something on the inside. Yay! And let's stamp. Let's celebrate. So we're going to glue those down. You know, we've got to do the little sanding here too, though, right? What happened to our sander? Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so fun. And our vacuum. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Okay, and then this card, we need, like, should we just use the same sentiment? Or, I think, like, something even smaller. And we can do labels with love. I love my punches. You know what's really cool? We have this punch pack. Do I need to do a yellow? Do we need a yellow sentiment instead of the vanilla? Like, can you see it well enough? Let's try. Or like a totally different color, like a crumb cake. Crumb cake. Do you agree? I think crumb cake is the right choice there. So many things. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Ink the edges. Oh, I hate that. I don't like to ink the edges. I know that's a me thing. I'm gonna cut another card base for us. No, you guys all like that idea, don't you? Are we, I think we're good with the crumb cake. Crumb cake, sorry, I turned my voice away from the camera. Looking for my hole punch assortment package. This is really fun. There are 3 different shapes, and I thought it would be fun to tie the ribbon. Wow, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Hang on, let's try again. Oh my gosh, I think I shook the whole thing there. I think the smaller little one. No, the hole. Let's do the little hole. And thanks. I want to tie the ribbon through the tag is what I'm thinking, and around the card. but it should tie on the other side. Right, it should tie here. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do cards quick tonight so I can get done and eat. I feel like I'm just taking my sweet time tonight. So, oh, I'm sorry. This card is taking so long. Oh dear, more trouble with more trouble with twine. And I got it all tangled up too. Oh, come on. Well, oh, that was crazy. I just made it happen. I willed it undone, and I pulled hard. Okay, we're gonna have a this or that when we're all done. Let's get these cards put together. This is lining up right with the spot. I'm gonna do some dimensionals to hold our tag down. And we should have some kind of embellishment. For this one, I'm feeling like some, oh, I don't know. Should we do like brown or should we do yellow? I tied it around there and it's just not quite like tight enough for me. So I'm gonna just take a little tear and tape and like I'm just trying to make that tighter. Okay. Sherry says brown. I have some like almost rustic looking ones that I'm thinking of. But also there's some new ones that have yellow in them. These are the yellow. Oh, they're not the right yellow. Those are neutral, but I was thinking of these. I love these adhesive back texture dots. What do you think? There's one card. Let's glue the other one together. So much happening here. And let's get this one too. For the inside, what a pretty inside. I really love doing yellow. There was a card I got the other day. It was a swap card and they did a color on the inside instead of white. And I thought that was so clever. This was actually, what's that? Not lining up right. Okay, this is what we gotta do. The front is shorter. I hate when that happens. I'm just gonna take my scissors and just trim. And then this goes on the front. So So lovely. This was a bonus card. I was only meant to do one card here with the sunflowers, and we got two. I don't know what's for supper, Diana. I think I'm gonna get Jim to take me out somewhere and just grab something quick. After the long afternoon at the car place, like I just want something easy. He usually cooks for us, and like I said, I walked in the door just 15 minutes and I didn't have anything ready for you. So I spent the 15 minutes creating ideas for our cards. Okay, tell me what you think. This or that? Do you prefer the colored sunflower for the embossing folder or the sanded embossing folder paper? I can't decide which one I like better, actually, because they're both a little bit different. But there's two ways right there that I've shown you that you can use the new 3D sunflower embossing folder, which is a July online exclusive. I'm trying to figure out where the embossing folder went to. Oh, I used it before. And I used the greetings from the same stamp set, the Simply Said. So the sunflower embossing folder, Simply Said, two amazing cards with your favorite punches. It looks like you guys are kind of torn. Sylvia says both. Joe says that. Gwen says this. Sharon says that. Andrea says this. Chris says that. You literally are back and forth. Diane says that. Janice says that. Mesa loves them both. Jaylene says this. Sherry says that. Tracy also likes them both. I know Diane too. Well, I think there you have it. When you make these cards, you're just going to have to make both. Scrolling back up here. Yeah, Tony says she loves them both. The sanded one. I mean, they're different, right? Connie says this. You really can't go wrong either way. And if you get the embossing folder, you can try both techniques. So make sure you pick up some of the two-tone cardstock so that you can sand. And this works for any embossing folder because it's the white core, right? So let me show you a card that I got from Stampin' Up. Oh, here it is, right in front of me. This was from the leadership team, I think for one of my sales milestones, and they used the new Damask embossing folder with the two-tone paper and sanded it. So it's really subtle in the background there, but I just thought it was really lovely. This uses the beautiful gallery stamp set and the Damask embossing folder. It also looks like they did a little tearing of the cardstock like in half to get that kind of faux suede look. So pretty. Oh, that's a great idea. Cheryl is saying that you can use an emery board, and they have like sanding blocks that you could use for nails, I think too. This was, like I said, just some sandpaper like from the hardware store. It was actually from our basement from my husband's sander, but you know what I'm saying, like you can just get regular sanding paper. There are sanding blocks. Stampin' Up actually used to sell some sanding blocks, and you can find them on Amazon, like Diane said, or you know, wherever. Anyway, that is our sunflower card, Simply Said sunflowers. And I wanted to also do some other techniques with the two-tone paper, and so I fell to Prairie Grass again. I love this one. I shared a card last week with Prairie Grass if you watched my unboxing video, and I used the Thoughtful Journey designer paper to create this card. This just reminds me so much of the gorgeous prairie grass and fields that we have here in central Illinois that are so close to my house. And so I saw a card that Stampin' Up posted, and I thought that was really lovely. And so this is kind of inspired by that card. I think they did something a little bit different, but I wanted to highlight the designer paper, not the designer paper, the two-tone cardstock again. So that's what we're going to do. And let's do this one. This says, sometimes life is just hard. There's so many great sentiments in this stamp set. After I posted a picture of this card, I had so many people asking where the sentiment came from. And it's right here from the Prairie Grass stamp set. It has sentiments that say, sometimes life is just hard. You're not alone. I'm here for you. So very sorry. My shoulder is yours. Sending the healing power of love. And I thought those sentiments were just so great. The only thing I wish is that the font was like a little bit darker, because I feel like it is kind of a delicate font and it sort of gets lost, I think, in the powerful imagery around it. So that's the only thing, but I love the sentiments. I think they're just really great to send an encouraging card. So this one says, sometimes life is just hard. And then on the inside, of course, we'll stamp, you're not alone. I'm here for you. I love that. So tell me, before you even know what the card looks like, who would you send a card like this to? Do you have someone who's going through something hard that you want to send encouraging love to? Leave a comment and let me know. I feel like there's a lot of people I could send this to, so I'm going to have to make up a few of these cards to send out. Okay, just want to make sure I'm doing it right and not doing it upside down. Okay, I know this stamp is huge, Sharon. The cover art is 85%, so it takes up the whole length of the card. I mean, you can see right here, this is a 5.5 by 4 1/4 card, and so 5.5, like it is almost the whole length of the card. So it is very, very long. Diane, I'm so sorry to hear your nephew's wedding was canceled. That definitely sounds like he needs a little love and encouraging words. Okay, we are going to do some, what am I doing? Crumpling. I wanted to do the crumpling. Now you could crumple regular cardstock too, but I think that crumpling regular cardstock is harder because it's so thick. And so it's just a little bit easier with the two-tone cardstock to get a good crumple on it. And it seems crazy to crumple up your card, but I think the texture is really lovely, and and you can kind of lay it back out flat. I'm gonna make 2 cards. Like I said, I do know a lot of people I could send a card like this to, so I am going to I'm gonna make 2 cards tonight. We're just going all out, whatever. I can wait. It's so late, I'm hungry. I didn't have much for lunch either. I think I had a protein shake and a banana. I was like, that'll be fine, we'll eat. We usually eat early, that's the thing, so I thought it was gonna be fine. All right, let's get out the grid paper. I'm going to stamp, this is Garden Green, and I cut a piece, I might have to cut another one, using the other side that's just a shade lighter for our sentiment to go across, and so that's where I got that from. So it's just the other side. Two-tone cardstock, you got both sides to use. So we're going to do some grass in the green, and then, I don't know, maybe the cattails and crumb cake, because we're using crumb cake for our base. I was thinking maybe we needed a darker color for, oh, you know what? That's perfect. And then we'll do the grass with Garden Green. That's a little darker than I thought it was going to be. And I think I want to go higher on that. And let's bring the cattail back in there. Do you think one cattail, or should we do multiple cattails? I'm going to do the early espresso for the sentiment. And I'm not sure if it'll fit on here. perfect. Except, see what I mean? How it's just a little too like wispy. Oh no, Jaylene, what did I miss? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Your best friend just lost her husband. That calls for a lot of cards and a big shoulder to lean on. Oh my. I think this worked out well. So let's put our card together. This is going to be more on the simple side, I would say, of a card. Gosh, there's so much ink that is random. It's on me, that's why. Let's do an inside in vanilla. Why do I have all of these scored like this? I've got all these like cardstock pieces that are scored. What was I working on? This will work. Four by 5 1/4 for the inside. This is a bit of a mess. And 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to stamp the other sentiment, which says, just make sure it's straight on the block. You're not alone. I'm here for you. So good. And some grass. That's good. I think it's good for masculine cards too. I always find that nature stamp sets like this, like I kind of gravitate to for masculine cards. All right, let's glue. I made up the measurements as I was preparing for you tonight. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I will post them in the video description and share a shopping list as well. Oh no. This card was going to be horizontal, but I sure did stamp the inside and glue it down. I guess it's going to be a vertical card now. So originally I was thinking of doing this, like something like that, but now I will just make it go the other way, I guess. What else are you gonna do? Yeah, I couldn't help it. Adding a little sanded texture. Just going over those edges a little bit. Some Stampin' Dimensionals. Like every time I make a card, I just get another sheet out, and then by the end of the night, I have Stampin' Dimensional sheets all over the table, under things, and it's funny. Do you guys have multiples like that everywhere? Speaking of multiples, I do have multiple scissors, and I just saw a post that Stampin' Up! Made that the factory that manufactures The paper snips is discontinuing the paper snips. Like they're not going to make them anymore. And so that means that Stampin' Up! Is also having to discontinue the paper snips and is searching for an alternative. In the meantime, if you need yourself a good pair of scissors or a backup, then grab yourself some paper snips before they sell out. All right, I'm going to do a little angled cut here and we'll add that. Oh, do you know what? I have dragonflies. I'm sorry. I was thinking about these dragonflies that are part of the birds. I just used them, remember, recently with Mom for Sunday stamping. And I was saying, oh, I need to use up these dragonflies and do something with them. And this is the card. I think the dragonflies are going to be perfect on this card. So let's get those out. Do you remember these? I used up literally all the birds, but there were birds on there. And so we'll just add a couple dragonflies. I'm going to cover up my boo-boo where the ink is. And that's lovely. Okay, this is where I always struggle. Do we do 2? Do we do 3? There's not a lot of room. I could put another one over here, I guess. I could put one closer to. That's not too bad. And I have a little ink boo-boo here, so. There we go. All right, let's do some dimensionals underneath to make that greeting stand out just a little bit. Flying off the way. I like that idea, Cheryl. I was thinking the same thing, and then I didn't want to leave so much empty room there. So here is our finished cards, 2 of them tonight, using the Prairie Grass stamp set with a little two-tone cardstock and some sanding on the crumpled paper. I kind of like how it turned out. A little simple, but sometimes simple is perfect, right? Sometimes you just need a simple card to just say, I'm here for you. All right, go get Prairie Grass Stamp Set. This is a brand new one that just came out July 1st with the July online exclusives. You'll find it on the flyer in the back where all the standalone stamp sets are. So there's some other stamp sets, including some Christmas if you're ready to go there. Christmas and fall. There's some really great standalone stamp sets. Of course, the 3D embossing folder. But I'm slotted for one more card. And even though we spent so much time on the first 4 cards, how about one more? I wanted to use the two-tone cardstock to do some tearing. I don't really have a super big plan here, but because I had the black cardstock from on stage, I cut some two-tone cardstock in 1 by 3 inch strips. Can you see the difference? It's so subtle. Yeah, I think you can see so I want to tear and showcase how you can tear and have the white edge. And so I'm going to tear these pieces and then we're going to layer them together. And the black I think would go nicely with the Halloween stuff. So maybe we'll just add a little Halloween image on here. Mom and I are going to be showcasing the Spooky Sweet in our upcoming Sunday stamping videos. So be sure to tune in on Sunday to see what we create with this new Halloween suite. Is it too early to do Halloween in July? I do think that sometimes simple is more elegant. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I lost track. I was reading your comments. Very wise, Diane. Yes, it's all about perspective. We are going to layer these. And I don't know. I don't have a plan. Well, I have the stamp set. I think these sentiments are so large, but maybe it would work if I, they almost look like mummy bandages, don't they? My original thought was that I would do like, I would fill it up, but now I'm thinking maybe I'll do the sentiment at the top, and then I don't know why it's like, geez, it's got like some weird texture to it. I could tell when I was inking that it wasn't inking well. Oh my gosh, that's a little bit better. Okay, I think we want to start at the bottom. No, we were gonna go the other direction. Start at the bottom and have the straight edge at the bottom and the torn. Now this is black, but imagine how pretty this would be in another color or multiple colors. It almost looks like water, doesn't it? Like the white white caps. Okay, and then for simplicity, because I already colored once today, I'm gonna bring in the Spooky Sweet designer paper. Look at our hippo. He is a mummy. I kind of love that. It's so easy. I want to add some like pumpkins or something to bring in more of the orange. Maybe if I just do like, did you see how I strategically covered this spot? I don't know what that is, but there was something funky there. All right. I mean, what do we think of the candy corn? Is that silly? We also have, we could just add some stars on there and just like do some sponge. Maybe that is a little much or a little random, I think. I don't know. You guys tell me. Oh, rainbow. Oh my gosh, that would be so pretty with rainbow. Erin's asking, how often does Stampin' Up have sales and or promotions? Kind of like, well, the last chance list now is being updated every month. And, no, I'm sorry, every other month. I got distracted trying to pull this. Every other month. So they are discounting products every other month. So every other month there is some product on sale. But as far as like sales or specials, like the Two-Tone Cardstock special, that happens, I don't know, I feel like usually every month. So right now the Two-Tone Cardstock is 20% off. That's the special that's happening right now. But when there's a new catalog, like a printed catalog, there's usually not necessarily like another sale or special, but sometimes we have like designer paper on sale or stamps on sale, and a lot of times the last month of course we had the sweet sale, but sometimes the sale is just a couple days, you know, like a limited time, like this the sweet sale, or no, I'm sorry, the Two-Tone Cardstock is just today and tomorrow, and it was also yesterday. But then sometimes the specials are all month long. So I would say very regularly they have specials. I decided to bring in the banner, and I think it just makes a little more sense for the banner to kind of be like, you know, it's sort of part of the party. And I'm gonna add some, now I can bring in, I really wanted to add like orange stars, but we don't have any orange stars. They're just purple and black and white. And so now, because I introduced the purple in the banner, I can bring in purple stars, and it makes more sense. I am loving this Halloween stuff. I'm telling you, I'm not a big Halloween person, but everything I've made is just so stinking cute. So there's the card. I kind of just made it up as I went. We should add an inside piece though. I do have this, and maybe we'll get that candy corn out, and we'll add it to the inside and kind of bring that color back in. No tricks, all treats. And I shared some cards with the Halloween suite last time, and I'll share some more on Sunday too. But since the last video, I got a few more cards in the mail that were Halloween, and so I just wanted to show you those. With the spooky sweet. There's our Happy Halloween card. No tricks, all treats. And here's a couple more cards. I think this one I shared last time too. This one is from Tracy Jacobs, and she is Timid Tiger and some of the designer paper, and she colored that cute little cat. Oh, I just love that. Here's a card from Kelly Atchison. I love this layout. She used some of the die cuts from that bundle. Look at a cute little pumpkin. And then this one is from Kay Cogbill, and she used the new letter dies to spell out boo. Don't worry, eat sweets. Oh my gosh. Tell me what you think about spooky sweet. Is it so much fun? Be sure that you tune in on Sunday, because Mom and I are going to share some more ideas using the spooky sweet. And so hopefully you'll be inspired. And if you are not a Halloween fan, I think that you can still use this idea and take that torn paper and layer it to make a background with anything that you have. So hopefully I've inspired you a little bit tonight with the Two-Tone Cardstock. And just a reminder, the last day to get the Two-Tone Cardstock is to get the Two-Tone Cardstock 20% off. Let me clarify. To get the Two-Tone Cardstock 20% off. Oh my gosh. It's time to be done. 20% off is tomorrow. So be sure to check that out in the online store at juliedavison.com/shop. So many ways that you can use it: crumpling it, tearing it, sanding it. Lots of ways to use the Two-Tone Cardstock. It's also just great for layering and doing the light color on the dark color, or similar here like I've done. I think I did all the techniques. So let me know what you think about two-tone cardstock. I hope that you feel inspired. And thank you so very much for joining me tonight. If you enjoyed tonight's video, I'm trying to click off. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm trying to see your chat comments. There we go. If you enjoyed tonight's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future card making videos. And thanks again for joining me and chatting with me tonight. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll see you again on Sunday. Bye, everybody.